And we're back at it. It is the last day of the month, it's the first, it's the last day of the month, first day of the work week, I think. Hi, how are you? This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. Monday, the 30th day of September, 2024. We're almost to October, and if you haven't been outside yet, it's chilly. It's 44 degrees outside of our studios, 44. We had that cold front come in yesterday morning. Brought in cold air, extremely dry air. Relative humidity is bone dry, but that 44 degree mark that we just hit, that's warm. It's 34 in Ellensburg. It's 36 in Moses Lake. It's 36 in Omak. It's chilly out there. 37 in Dryden, 36 in Cashmere. It's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a lot of sunshine. The cold air came in. It's gone. I mean, the cold air is still here, but the low pressure that brought us the cold air is gone. We're actually going to be under the influence of high pressure for a couple of days, but we're not going to get real warm today. We're only going to be in the mid to upper 60s. We're going to be considerably warmer on Tuesday. Then another cold front comes in Tuesday night, but not nearly as cold as what we had yesterday. We're still going to see fairly moderate temperatures, but we are going to kind of ride a temperature roller coaster this week, and no rain at all in the forecast. There'll be lots of sunshine. Going to be beautiful autumn weather. Details are coming up. We'll have quite a bit of news to get to. It is Monday, and it's September. A lot of sports. Lots and lots of sports, except Seahawks, who didn't play. They played Detroit again. Seems to me they play Detroit almost every year now. They're going to be on Monday Night Football. There's actually 2 Monday Night Football games tonight. I don't know. Don't ask. I don't know. An opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. In case you missed our conversation with Alex Haley from the New America Performing Arts Center on Friday, we're going to do it for you again because it's got all kinds of good information. The New America PAC's 2024-2025 season is underway. It began over the weekend. Alex is the Director of Programming and Marketing at the New America PAC. We'll have Alex on in the back half of the program. Let's do it. The sun is coming up. It started rising about 3 minutes ago. Sunrise this morning, 6:59. Last time that'll happen for a while. It'll be during this show starting tomorrow. Sunset tonight, 6:41. That's 11 hours and 42 minutes as we look at the Wenatchee Heights camera. Big difference in our temperature yesterday. It was 77, our high on Saturday, and yesterday we only got to 64. It was a little on the cool side. Our normal high is 71. We're going to be below normal again today before we go well above normal tomorrow. But lots of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful. If you like the sunny, crisp, cool weather, you're going to like this forecast, at least for today. Well, actually for most of the week, all things considered. Let's head on up to Lake Wenatchee, where the sun is just starting to kiss the very, very summit of Dirty Face Mountain. And look at the salmon-colored sky up there on a beautiful day up at Lake Wenatchee. When we showed you this one on Friday, there was a kind of a layer of smoke hanging above the lake, about 150 feet above the level of the lake, and I think that's probably from wood-burning fireplaces up in the Lake Wenatchee area. None to be seen today, but I'm pretty sure there are some folks who have some fires going up in Lake Wenatchee. Let's head on up to the Bear Mountain camera and say good morning to Lake Chelan. Good morning to Lake Chelan. It's a beautiful day. Heading on up to Holden Village and Stehekin. See a good swath of Manson. I hope the Hydrofest went well in Manson. It was over the weekend. Not bad weather there. And our Smalls camera, as we look at the Columbia River, one of the lower cameras that we have. When we get to the depths of winter with the short days, and we have a tendency to get some fog and low-lying clouds, we kind of switch for the most part to those lower PTZ cameras because at least you can see something. It's below the fog line from our Smalls camera. Good morning to the Columbia River. And a little slice of the Douglas County side over there. I've mentioned it's cold this morning. It is cold this morning. It's really cold up in like Republic and basically Ponderay County, up in Davenport, and very chilly up there. They're almost below freezing up there. The coldest spot right now in our area is Ellensburg at 34 degrees. So yeah, we had some cold air come in, no doubt about that. It's going to warm up. It's going to be nice. But it's going to take a long time for us to warm up. We're only going to get to about 66 or 67 today, which is warmer than it was yesterday. But of course, we still had that cold air come in as well. So let's do it from the National Weather Service. Your forecast. Sunshine. The sunshine all the way through the forecast, as you can see, with a high of 67 today. Our normal high is 71. 43 for the overnight low tonight. We'll get up to 78 on Tuesday. We're under the influence of high pressure, so we are going to see some considerably warmer air tomorrow. That's about as good as you can ask right there. 46 for the overnight low on Tuesday night, but Tuesday night we'll start seeing some clouds thickening up. The wind will be picking up as a weak cold front comes through Tuesday night. It'll be here on Wednesday. A lot of sunshine, a little breezy Tuesday night and Wednesday as this next system comes through. Again, very weak, but enough to cool us down with a high of only 70 under some breezy conditions. 42 for the overnight low Wednesday night, and then nothing. Another ridge of high pressure, 69, 74, 79 on Saturday with lots of sunshine, 76 on Sunday with lots of sunshine. We're almost done with September, and it has been a very warm September. We had basically an average August. We had one of the hottest Julys ever measured. We had a warmer than normal June. The warmth continues with the exception of today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, the news. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Enjoy the sounds of summer from your very own pool and spa. Blue Lagoon is now scheduling pool installations for this summer. Call today to schedule a free consultation for a custom San Juan fiberglass pool. And let the experts at Blue Lagoon handle the construction, installation, and regular maintenance. Turn your boring backyard into vacation paradise this summer with industry-leading San Juan pool. No need to go off the deep end. Relax knowing you're in great hands with Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
I'm Jim Heinlein at Springwater Insurance, and rumors about Medicare are circulating, and that's unfortunate. As licensed agents, we are not to discuss or hint about plan changes until October 1st. This helps prevent confusion. So join us on October 1st, 2nd, and 3rd at the Wenatchee Convention Center. I, with my staff, have studied all the plan changes you'll be faced with, and we'll teach you about your options for Medicare health and drug plans. Give us a call to let us know what day you'll be attending. 509-888-2600.
Most of us are in touch with the internet in one way or another all day long. A fast, secure connection matters. It keeps us entertained, informed, and in touch. Locatel cares about your connection. We know strong, reliable internet with your choice of speed makes life better. If you need fast, reliable internet, or maybe an upgrade, or you just have questions, connect with us by visiting locatel.com or call 509-888-8888 today.
It's a beautiful morning, but it's not real warm. It's only 44 degrees. We'll be about 67 for the afternoon high today, which is a little bit below normal. We'll be almost 80 tomorrow. Another cold front comes in on Tuesday night, going to cool us down back to about normal. Nothing but sunshine for the foreseeable future. It's 8 minutes after the hour. Police say they were able to quickly find a suspect while investigating the armed robbery of a Central Avenue gas station on Friday morning. At about 7:15 in the morning, a man allegedly entered the Chevron gas station with a knife and demanded money for the register. He then fled with the cash, heading south on Central Avenue. Well, police say they were able to find the guy pretty quickly before he could get away. 29-year-old Richard Balderas Mondragon of Quincy, identified as the suspect. He's now being held in the Grant County Jail, facing possible charges, including first-degree robbery. The Wenatchee City Council voted down a measure on Thursday that would have allowed a new digital billboard to spring up along North Miller Street. The ordinance would have weakened a 5-year-old city law that's phasing out all billboards in the city, with the exception of those on state highway routes, by the year 2030. The digital billboard proposal was part of a settlement with Outfront Media, one of the largest billboard companies. They appealed Wenatchee's law to the Growth Management Board. Outfront and the city now have to go back to mediation over the matter. In their hearing on Thursday, city council members were unanimous in wanting to preserve Wenatchee's no billboards ordinance.
We knew that there could be some pushback. We knew that the signs along the state highway route were going to be treated differently because of federal law, but we felt we had the legal right to do what we did. And I want to stand behind that legal right to do what we did.
The number one comment I hear is that people want the beautification of our streets. Billboards don't beautify the streets. I apologize, but that's the way I feel.
I do not want to see any more billboards being built in our city. So that's how I feel.
To beautify the city, honestly, ever since I was young, I don't know why we have billboards here in Wenatchee. I'm going to say no on this.
Another lawsuit against Washington's restrictions on assault weapons has failed to advance. In U.S. District Court in Richland on Thursday, Attorney General Bob Ferguson's office defended House Bill 1240. That bill prohibits manufacture and sale of semi-automatic rifles like the AR-15. The plaintiffs, including the National Shooting Sports Foundation, had asked for a preliminary injunction putting the implementation of the law on hold. But U.S. District Judge Mary Dimke ruled that the limitations put in place last year should remain in place while legal challenges continue. It's the fourth time a court has ruled to leave the ban in place. Chelan County Sheriff's deputies who patrol the county's waterways got a special recognition. On Thursday, they were in Bellingham to receive their certification as the state's 2024 Marine Law Enforcement Program of the Year. The award is from the Washington State Parks. They oversee boating safety programs, and they recognize the work that went into supporting firefighters on the remote Pioneer Fire that had burned about 39,000 acres up along Lake Chelan. Marine deputies helped carry supplies and personnel. They evacuated hikers even as they dealt with repeated engine and equipment failures. The fleet's getting pretty old. The sheriff's office has asked for a $400,000 replacement for one boat in their upcoming budget and money to repair the other boats. The award follows recognition last year from Marine Deputy Garrett Churchill, who was named the Marine Law Enforcement Officer of the Year at the same event in 2023. A wilderness trail is on the mend in the Antioch River Valley 9 years after that devastating wildfire. U.S. Forest Service crews spent a lot of the summer restoring the Antioch River Trail that passes through the Glacier Peak Wilderness. Workers removed hundreds of downed trees to reopen access to the historic route. They also did work on the Palmas Creek Trail that also suffered from fire damage. You might remember the Wolverine fire from the summer of 2015. It burned 39,000 acres and left a lot of the trails damaged or unrecognizable. The Grant County PUD is reminding residents to trim or remove trees that pose a danger to power lines, because if you don't, they will. One of the PUD's leading causes for power outages is tree limbs blown into power lines. The PUD retains the legal right to trim trees that pose a risk to power lines, and they're not required to give property owners prior notice before they do it. However, the PUD removing tree process does pose a safety risk. So to spare the PUD from taking the action itself, customers are asked to remove trees that grow into power lines and replace them with smaller tree species. That means at least 20 feet of horizontal distance when it's all grown. Anybody with questions or concerns about trees near power lines, contact your local PUD. The 130 spots for this year's Huckleberry Camp filled up in 18 minutes. The third annual camp is put together by the Indigenous Roots and Reparations Foundation. It was held earlier this month at the YMCA camp up in Lake Wenatchee. The participants ranged from age from infancy to 70 years old. They gathered to make bearded earrings, drums, basket weaving, and they canned huckleberries. NCW Life spoke with IRF, their IRF co-chair and interim executive director, to learn about the sense of community the Huckleberry Camp creates.
Huckleberry Camp was really a vision that I had starting this organization to create a community space for all Indigenous peoples to gather. I grew up here in Wenatchee with not a lot of acknowledgement or opportunities to learn cultural things, and so once IRF was formed, our main vision is land back, but we wanted to start creating programs that align with our mission in order to bring people back to our homelands that haven't been here for a long time or have never been here, because Wenatchee, our Pasquosa tribe, is a non-treaty tribe, and so we're non-federally recognized, meaning that we're under the governance of Colville. And so a lot of our relatives were pushed out from this area, either to the Colville Reservation or the Yakima Reservation, or even further. And so we're kind of displaced. And this vision for starting like this cool outdoor kind of culture camp kind of came about our first year. We opened it up to tribal members and descendants. So we want to provide a safe space for them at no cost. So we want to reduce all barriers because there shouldn't be barriers to learn your culture. And so we fundraise, we write grants to get funding for the event so that we can provide meals. We have snacks. The crafts are no cost. We pay honorariums to our teachers for crafting supplies. We give out gas cards for people that are traveling because we truly don't want it to be a burden. Like, again, it shouldn't be that way for people to want to learn our culture and have that connection. It's important to acknowledge too that many of the participants don't have that connection, even if they've grown up on reservations or off reservations. So there's a lot of things that have kind of, like as my uncle explains, is that we have a sacred circle, and throughout time, the circle's been broken with colonization, residential schools, and during that time, we've lost our languages, our culture, and that connection.
So this was my second year attending. I wasn't able to attend the first year, and last year was a pretty magical experience for me. I had recently lost my brothers within the last couple of years, so dealing with like a lot of grief and working through a lot of that kind of on my own, and not having grown up in my culture, being able to attend Huckleberry Camp last year was, it was pretty amazing. I cried on the way home because having that sense of community is something that I had not experienced before. And especially not being from this area, my tribe is not from this area, it has been hard to find people to connect with, and it was one of the most welcoming environments that I've ever been in.
And finally, NCW Equity Alliance, the local nonprofit that promotes community diversity when establishing social policies. They're seeking a new executive director. The previous executive director, Oscar Lison Eswebo, joined the nonprofit in 2022, but he stepped down from that role back in May. He's now the director of operations at Pinnacles Prep, a local charter school where he had previously served as a board member. Now the organization needs a new bilingual leader with experience in nonprofit work. If you're interested, you can apply through the organization's website. And that's the news at 18 minutes after the hour. The news will come your way tonight right here on television, or as we like to say in the business, TV. Don't want to confuse you with Shop Talk. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5, 6, and 10 on television. Up and running on the web, too. A lot of people use their smartphones or their tablets or their smart TVs. And that's fine by us. Our news is there, too. On our homepage, ncwlife.com, our Facebook page, and our YouTube page. And if there's something out there you think is newsworthy, please get a hold of us. It's pretty simple. You send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. Mondays in September are always busy with sports, and this one's no exception. You don't believe me? Rejoin us in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese blintz, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air. When you've been in business for 40 years, it's because you understand change and you put members first, always. Now Works is announcing a change in their membership model. Up to 6 people on one membership that you can mix and match. The more people, the bigger the discounts. Introducing the Works shared membership model. One membership, friends and family and flexibility. Works, the cleanest, friendliest, most helpful gyms you and your friends will ever join.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
21 minutes after the hour, Logan Gilbert retired the first 17 batters he faced. Then he lost the perfect game in the 6th. Cal Raleigh belted a 2-run home run. Mariners win their last game of the season 6-4 yesterday over the Oakland Athletics, who from now on will no longer be known as the Oakland Athletics.
Julio up the middle and a diving stop by Zach Geloff. He gets it off to first. And 2 outs. What a great play by the second baseman.
I tell you, Julio, just not much luck on the right side of the diamond against the green and gold. If it ain't the Law Dog, it's Geloff taking one away here. Good backhand effort back up the middle. See, he fields it cleanly off the surface, pops up, and Geloff with a good arm, good throw over there to Sodi to cap it off.
Line drive deep to the gap. Nobody's going to get a glove on this one. Bounces over the fence, but both runs are going to score on the ground rule double. 2 RBI for Justin Turner. Mariners have a 2-0 lead. And the count in his favor and made it work. RBIs 54 and 55. His 23rd and 24th as a Mariner.
In a 2-0, you can get way over aggressive. Justin Turner, hardly ever.
Mariners have a 2-0 lead thanks to Justin Turner. Ground rule double in the 4th. Down the line. Fair ball. JP will walk home. Rolls around out there. Finally recovered by Des Cameron. RBI double. Victor Robles takes the lead to 3-0 Mariners. He is so much fun.
Spence, everything is breaking away from those right-handed batters except for that 2-seamer that comes back in on him, and he makes sure that he gets his barrel out in time.
Robles 13 for 13, stealing third. There you go, base hit. Victor getting a wave on from Manning. Julio drives in a run. Mariners have a 4-0 lead. RBI number 68 for Julio. Wow! I mean, wow! Cal Raleigh with another bomb! Goodness gracious, that was blasted. Number 34, RBI total ends at an even 100.
What an incredible way to get to the 100 RBI mark, his 34th home run of the season, and now he overtakes Mike Piazza all by himself for catcher's home runs in the first 4 years of his career.
0-2 strikes to Allen. And that breaks up the perfecto. Get a nice round of applause. Not too shabby, going 17 up, 17 down before yielding a base runner. He's going to come get him. Wow.
Today was about finishing strong for Logan Gilbert. Clearly, he did that today, put the team in a position to win. He took over as the innings leader, first Mariner pitcher to ever lead the majors in innings. He's done everything for this team. Let this happen.
Daryl Hernandez adding another. That gets past Randy Arozarena. In comes Seth Brown. Around comes Zach Geloff. It is 6-4. Hernandez pointing to the Oakland on his chest with a 2 RBI double.
And all of a sudden, the green and gold are just one swing away from changing this ball game. Push a couple across.
That, by the way, is the last hit in Oakland A's history before they move someplace else. By the way, Gilbert finished the year with just a 9-12 record. His ERA, though, was 3.23. He didn't get any offensive support. He also pitched 208 2/3 innings. That's the most in the majors. All right, Major League Baseball playoffs are set, almost. The Braves and the Mets will play a doubleheader today in Atlanta. They're going to determine the 2 remaining wildcard spots in the National League. If the 2 teams split, both will advance to the playoffs. If either the Mets sweep or the Braves sweep, then they will advance to the postseason, as will the Arizona Diamondbacks. Did you get all that? The playoffs begin tomorrow afternoon, by the way, with Game 1 of the American League Wildcard Series between the Tigers and the Astros in Houston. 4 games tomorrow starting at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As you just saw, Seahawks football, and nothing to talk about. They didn't play. They had a good Sunday. Sitting back in their hotel room in Detroit. Well, they got to go to work tonight. There are 2 Monday night games tonight. That's the second one. Seahawks and the Lions at 5:15 on ABC. The earlier Monday night football game will be on ESPN. To the NFC West scoreboard we go. The Washington Commanders took care of the Cardinals in Phoenix, 42-14. Bears got by the Rams, 24-18. 49ers, no real problems with the Patriots. The final there was 30-13. In the college ranks, the Huskies had a bad penalty-filled game. They had numerous chances to beat the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They didn't do it. Rutgers beats Washington Friday night, 21-18. The Cougars forgot to tackle, or forgot to learn how to tackle. They couldn't tackle on Saturday night. Boise State rolls over the Cougars on the blue turf, 45-24. Huge shootout on the red carpet in Cheney, but Montana got the better of Eastern Washington, 52-49, and Central Washington probably wants to play Western New Mexico every week. They beat them 36-0. Big 9 football, and the game we had for you here on Friday night, Eastmont blocked 2 Sunnyside extra points, and that made the difference. Eastmont knocks off the Grizzlies 28-27. Wenatchee traveled to Moses Lake, and the Mavericks got the better of the Panthers 46-25. West Valley over Davis in a shootout 47-42. Lake City beat Eisenhower in a non-leaguer 14-0. In the CWAC, Jackrabbits over Wapato 24-12. It was East Valley crushing Ephrata 40-7. Toppenish got by Ellensburg in a defensive game 7-3. It was Othello over Sela, another defensive game 10-3. Prosser crushed Grandview 29-13. For the smaller schools, Liberty Bell knocked off Chelan 34-6. Cascade, they keep winning football games. At one point they had lost 15 in a row. Not anymore. They won again. They beat Madison in the non-leaguer on Friday night 20-14. Clarkston crushed Omak. It was Okanagan over Riverview 61-0. Orville had no problems with Bridgeport. Brewster over Tenasket 40-6. Lake Roosevelt loses. Waterville wins big over Pateros. Antioch wins big over Moses Lake Christian. To the pitch we go. The Wenatchee Panthers remain undefeated in Big 9 play. They got by Eisenhower 2-1 on Saturday afternoon. West Valley doubled up on Eastmont 4-2. Davis just snuck by Sunnyside in Big 9 soccer over the weekend, 1-0. In CWAC, Ellensburg got by Quincy 3-2. It was Othello over Freda 2-1. Same score between Prosser and Sela. Smaller schools. A lot of soccer going on this weekend. Liberty Bell beat Chelan 3-1. Cascade beat Tenasket 3-2. Mount Vernon Christian took a long trip, so they played twice. They played Brewster and beat them, then they played Okanagan and beat them. Lake Roosevelt over Warden 4-2. It was Brewster just by Highland. 4 goals for Manson, 2 for Orville, and Pateros got by Bridgeport. And the Wenatchee Wild hockey team. It was an okay weekend. They scored goals, just not enough on Friday and Saturday. Spokane beat them at home 6-3 on Saturday. They went to Kent, but they lost to Seattle in overtime 5-4. And then back home yesterday afternoon at the Town Toyota Center, they doubled up Prince George. The final there was 4-2. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this last day of September. By the way, if you want to participate in National Mud Pack Day, you can do that. It's National Love People Day. It's International Podcast Day. It is National Extra Virgin Olive Oil Day today, full of those antioxidants, good for you. International Translation Day. But no, we're going to do National Chewing Gum Day today, because today is the day that the chewing gum magnate Philip K. Wrigley was born. He was born on this date in 1861, so if you're going to have a chewing gum day, you might as well have it on Bill Wrigley's birthday. Chewing gum burns about 11 calories per hour. The gum base, of course, you can't digest it, so if you swallow your chewing gum, it'll take a couple of days to get through your system, but it does not clog up your intestines. That is one of those urban myths that somehow caught on. Gum sales dramatically rose during Prohibition. People needed something to mask the alcohol on their breath. Why is most bubble gum pink? Because when bubble gum was first manufactured, the only color available was pink, so they got it by default. Chewing gum while cutting onions can keep you from crying. I tried it once, it doesn't work. Studies have shown that chewing gum can help you concentrate. Chewing gum, of course, while flying helps to prevent your ears from popping because of the air pressure. Chewing gum can be removed from your hair if it gets there by using peanut butter, and chewing gum also reduces the amount of heartburn you experience after a meal. Used to chew a lot of gum. I can't remember the last time I chewed a stick of gum. It's been a long time. National Chewing Gum Day today. Today in history. The last day of the regular season. September 30th, 1927, 97 years ago today, Babe Ruth becomes the first player to hit 60 home runs in a season. The old record was 59 by Babe Ruth. He hit 60. People said he'd never ever be broken again. Babe Ruth's record of 60 home runs in a season stood for 34 years until Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 1961. Roger Maris's record stood for 37 years until Mark McGwire hit 70 home runs in 1998. Mark McGwire's record stood for just 3 years until Barry Bonds hit 73 home runs in 2001. The Babe did what a lot of people said could never be done, and it's been done a bunch of times since then. Happy 89th birthday to the Hoover Dam, astride the border between Arizona and Nevada. It was dedicated on this date 89 years ago today. Lake Mead, which is pretty low in that picture. Lake Mead, which is behind Hoover Dam, is the largest reservoir in the United States. In fact, Lake Mead provides Los Angeles with like 30% of its water. Even though it's named the Hoover Dam, and Herbert Hoover was alive, very much alive. It was only 1935. He was alive when the dam was dedicated, but he wasn't even invited to the ceremonies. And Franklin Delano Roosevelt, when he spoke at the opening of the Hoover Dam, never even mentioned Herbert Hoover. Ow, that's gotta hurt. And by the way, 112 people died during construction of the Hoover Dam. That's a lot. It's 89 years old today. History, September 30th, 1947. That would be 77 years ago, if my math is correct. As we roll footage, Game 1 of the 1947 World Series is played on this date. In 1947, it was the first of a lot of things. The 1947 World Series was the first World Series to ever be televised. It was the first World Series to include an African-American player, of course, Jackie Robinson. It was the first World Series to exceed $2 million in gate receipts. So the players got paid well. There's the Babe. Hey, Babe. It was the first World Series to see a pinch hit home run hit by Yogi Berra. It was the first World Series to have 6 umpires on the field instead of the usual 4. And believe it or not, even though the Yankees have won 27 World Championships, the 1947 World Series was the only World Series where the Yankees won Game 7 at home. That's hard to believe. Of course, the Yankees didn't play in a lot of Game 7s back then. The World Series was usually over before that. The 77th World Series, a game changer. Game 1 was on this date, 1947. 55 years ago today, September 30th, 1968, the Boeing 747 is rolled out and shown to the public for the first time, and what everybody said was, wow, that's a big plane. The plane is still there. It's known as the City of Everett. It was never sold to any airliner. Boeing built it, manufactured it, flew it, but they never sold it to any airline. They wanted to keep it for testing and research and what worked and what didn't work, so they never actually sold it. Boeing kept it the whole time. Its last flight was in 1995, and now it's in the Museum of Flight in Seattle. By the way, the final 747 was delivered last year to Atlas Air, the 747, the queen of the skies. And it is a big plane. And 53 years ago today, they knew it was coming. The Washington Senators had already announced they were going to move to Texas and become the Texas Rangers for the 1972 season. So the Senators played their final game at RFK Stadium in Washington, D.C., because they were going to become the Rangers. Well, chaos ensued. The Senators led the Yankees 7-5, 2 outs, top of the 9th, and the fans stormed the field, and they took as many souvenirs as they could possibly cart off, including all the bases. They dug up home plate. They took the numbers off the scoreboard. They took seats out of their, they took seats with them. And it was just pandemonium. The cops tried to get order. They failed to do so. The game ended up in a Senators forfeit. Ouch. Oh, well. Finally, one celebrity birthday chances are Johnny Mathis is 89. Johnny Mathis had 73 albums make the Billboard album chart. That is impressive. He has sold over 400 million records worldwide, so that makes him the third best-selling singer of all time, behind only Elvis and Frank Sinatra. He was a top-flight all-around athlete in San Francisco. He's considered one of the greatest all-around athletes ever to come out of San Francisco before he became a singer. He's an outstanding golfer. He has a single-digit handicap. He's hit 9 holes in one. And his 1958 album, Johnny's Greatest Hits, spent 490 consecutive weeks on the Billboard Top 200 album chart. Everybody had one copy. Some people had more than one, like me. Happy 89th birthday to Johnny Mathis. Johnny Mathis. Special thanks to our platinum sponsor, Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. It's cold, folks. It's 43 degrees. If your system is set on automatic, did it turn on the heat overnight? Yeah. If it turned on the heat and something ain't right, you want to give the folks at Alpine Air a call. This is the transition. You're going to go from AC to heat, and you want to make sure they both work. Alpine Air, they're the experts for heat and air. Call Alpine Air. Mike Mignotti's got an opinion coming up, and then in case you missed it on Friday, we had a great visit with the Director of Programming and Marketing from the New America Performing Arts Center, Alex Haley. They have rolled out their season, which began over the weekend. Some great entertainment coming to the Wenatchee Valley. Alex will tell you all about it when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Want to stay up to date on the latest news in the area? Tired of paying for your news? Download the NCW Life app now. No subscriptions necessary. Get news, weather, sports, and more live as it happens. Available for iPhone and Android in the App Store. Local news at your fingertips. Don't miss the stories that matter to you. Stay connected. Download the NCW Life app now.
A fantastic analogy, Braden, last time we talked, the Disneyland trip. You take your 3 kids to Disneyland, you give each kid $100. One kid's going to blow it all in half an hour, and the other kid's going to come back 3 hours later with $99, and they're only spent $1. How does one, as a parent, as an adult, begin the conversation of money with kids when they're 7, 8, 9 years old? For a lot of parents, they don't even know where to begin.
But I think it's exposure, right? I think it's exposure when you're dealing with your kids. How many times do we just not talk about something?
Because it's easier not to talk about it.
It's easier not to talk about it, and it's also like whether there's friction in the house, it doesn't matter if there's money issues, there's not money issues, depending on the economic wealth status of where somebody's at. I find that the clients that we work with that are very wealthy, they have family meetings, right? They sit down with their kids every 6 months. They strategically talk about, what they're doing in the businesses or what real estate they're buying, or, that's different than like where I came from, right? I came from not very much wealth in Omak, on a border town, on a reservation, and we didn't talk about money. And I think exposure is the biggest thing, because money is a language. When do you want your kids to learn a language? You want your kids learning a language when they're 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. We want to expose. Money is just a language. And we need to be unafraid and unapologetic to expose our kids to the language of money. And it can only be shared by us, or get them in front of the right people that can share them that language. And it has to be the right language. There's a lot of languages of money that's getting pushed out there that's not the right language as well, that can be very, very hurtful. So you gotta be careful with that as well.
This is Mike, Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody's entitled to my opinion. Now, there are 2 churches in this community who are advocating preparing with firearms. Now, okay, I'm not sure what this has to do with Christianity, but I can choose not to go to these churches if I don't want to. But my question is, who are these folks planning on shooting? Gay men who want to take their spouses shoe shopping? Transgender guys who want to read stories to kids? People who don't like Trump? I mean, these supposed Christians, they can dislike these folks if they want to, but take up firearms against them? What does that say about them? What does that say about the state of the church? Gosh, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Hello, 3 tickets, please.
Oh, the Discovery Center is free to visit.
So you're telling me we could look at the fish for free?
Yep, that's free.
But how much is it to drive the steamboat?
Todo es gratis.
So you're telling me that we could go play on the playground?
Still free.
It's free.
Exactly. Gratis, gratis, gratis. The Discovery Center at Rocky Beach. It's free.
Another fall sports season is upon us. Yes, we'll be talking about Eastmont football, but also volleyball and girls soccer. Be sure and join us for the Eastmont Wildcats all season long right here on the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station. Coverage is presented by Alpine Air Heating and Cooling, Kennedy Real Estate Group, Les Schwab, Sangster Motors, Save Mart, Together for Youth, and Valley Tractor.
Welcome back to the program. They rolled out their campaign, if you will. It's the political season, what the hell. The 2024-2025 season for the America Performing Arts Center. It is out. The tickets for all the shows we're about ready to announce are pretty much on sale. And joining me once again is our good buddy, the clean-shaven, and always wonderful to see Alex Haley, who's the Director of Programming and Marketing. It's good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
Yeah, we're up.
You got a little buffer here.
Well, you're cute, but you're not that cute. Before we get into the upcoming season, it's a great lineup. It's a little bit of everything. Talk about the booking procedure. How do you folks at the America PAC find these acts to come and get them to come? Talk about that whole booking process.
Yeah.
When did this start, and how does it work?
So this process starts basically right now. We're looking at the next season. So this season started all the way back September 2023. I attend a conference every year called the Western Arts Alliance Conference. That's the big kind of kickoff for our booking process. Go down there and meet with agents and meet with talent, and we get to see showcases. And so it's a big networking opportunity, but we get to see a lot of different shows. And so we kind of start to whittle it down. We have hundreds of possible shows, and it kind of gets whittled down over the course of the next few months. And then we start reaching out and trying to fill in our calendar, keeping in mind all the things that we want to hit. We want very diverse, robust season, something like you said, something for everybody, and then mapping it out, making sure it works with our calendar. So this process is starting now for the next season, which is going to be our 25th anniversary season. So it's going to be a big one.
And how do you know that this particular act will play well in North Central Washington, and maybe this particular act wouldn't do so good?
Well, it's kind of a lot of factors of our past presentation. We know what's sold well. Some of it is something we just want to bring to the Performing Arts Center. So it's kind of a combination. Yeah, some of it we've had a lot of success over the years, and so we kind of know what we think Wenatchee's going to like, but we also want to push the boundaries a little bit.
And the area and the theater has a reputation in that world. You're talking about the conference that you go to. People, the America PAC. This is a place that you guys should really play. There's a network within the network, right?
Yeah, Wenatchee is a very unique part of the puzzle for programming. A lot of other theaters compete with other theaters. We don't really compete in our region. So right in the center of the state, I always tell the agents we're 2.5 hours from Seattle, we're 2.5 hours from Spokane. We don't compete with either market. So we're kind of a perfect opportunity for these groups that maybe, would not otherwise come to Wenatchee, but they can fill in a date and they can add to their routing. So we're continue to build on that reputation and get that word out there, and we've been seeing success with that. So.
And I know you're going to agree with me on this, downtown Wenatchee is really starting to pick up a vibe now. I mean, the theater's like the hub of it, but you're going to go to a show at the America Pack. You're going to go to Stone's, or you're going to go to Lamolo's, or you're going to go to a wine tasting. There's a lot going on in the evening hours downtown on a weekend that Wenatchee didn't really have that long ago.
No, it's you can see the vibrancy that it brings. I've asked local restaurants around here. I go, can you tell when we have a show? And they say yes. We don't even have to look at your calendar. We know when there's a show because people are out. People are patronizing. So the economic impact of these shows is very, it's easy to see. And that's a great part of the downtown is we can bring that kind of impact. So.
Everything feeds into everything else. It's great. Yeah. As we tape this, they're setting up right now for the Masters of Illusion. That's Thursday night, the 26th. So sorry, you missed that. And also the Saturday Black Box Comedy Series, but there's more coming. That's on Saturday because this is airing on Monday. So sorry, you're out of luck on that. But on Tuesday, October 2nd is the first one we can talk about, kind of.
Wednesday, but yes.
Wednesday, the 2nd of October.
Yep.
Garrison Keillor is going to be in town. The good news, this is a great get. The bad news is tickets
Sold
you can't get.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah, so Garrison Keillor, that's one. Yeah, we're very excited about him. He's kind of been someone I've circled for a while, and it just worked out this year. He's an interesting one of, some people grew up on him, some people never heard of him, but obviously he resonates with people here, and the show is sold out. We always have a wait list when that happens, and a lot of times tickets become available. Sometimes they get released. We have people that can't make it. So if you do still want to go, make sure you call down to the box office and get on the wait list.
Next up on the agenda is Holiday Spice. That's back again. Oh, that's one of those perennial favorites, always the same time.
Yeah, we do it. We do it every year. It's directed by Amy Edwards and Ernest Palmer. It's a great holiday variety show, big family show. We bring in a lot of the dance groups and singing. It's a great way to kick off the holiday season. That's December 5th and 6th. So we do 2 performances of that. And then it's not announced yet, but we did it last year, a show called Holiday Spicier, where the Holiday Spice is a fun family show. The Holiday Spicier is just for the adult audience. And so that will be taking place as well. We're going to be doing 2 shows of that.
Next up is the Old Time Radio Show, December 17th.
Yeah.
That's one of those
Another
deals.
regular.
I've done these before, and this is what I do when I've come to these things. I think I've done the Christmas thing a couple of years. I don't watch the performance on stage. I come and I listen to it. I close my eyes. You're in a theater, but I close my eyes and I listen to the show because that's what it is.
Yeah. No, it's a great way. You can kind of do it both ways. You can come and see how the show's put together with the Foley artists. You can see the performers. You can go home and listen to it live when it's rebroadcast rather. So you can kind of get both experiences. And so we're doing a new title this year. It's called, it's Sherlock Holmes, and it's a Christmas Carol, but told through Sherlock Holmes. It's a Sherlock Holmes story, but it's the kind of classic tale of the Christmas Carol.
Jazz at Lincoln Center after the Old Time Radio Show, which is December 17th. You'll take a little bit of a holiday break. Jazz at Lincoln Center in late January.
Yeah, so any fans of jazz will know the name Jazz at Lincoln Center. This is a fun one. This is part of our Every Kid at the Pack program. So we're going to have tickets available for students to attend the evening performance. A lot of times we do student matinees, but in this case we want people to come and see that evening performance. They're doing the Spirit of Mardi Gras, so it's all New Orleans style jazz music, and that's it. We've been kind of building our jazz programming over the years, and that one's
a lot of Big Spider Becky, Louis Armstrong, that kind of stuff.
Everything you love.
Cool, absolutely. National Geographic Live is back. This was a huge success. You didn't know if this was going to work or not the last time you brought these guys into town. It worked, so you're bringing them back.
Yeah, so it's a great speaker series. Obviously, the National Geographic brand is very well known. We did it a couple years ago, so we bring in different photographers or videographers that go and travel the world and have these different missions that they're on. They come with all of their professional photos and videos, and they tell their story, and they talk about what their mission is. So this one's going to be really fun. The topic is penguins. We took a vote with some of our people, and unanimously people said we want penguins. So we're excited about that one.
The photography and the cinematography is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And you guys have the infrastructure to do that. A lot of theaters don't.
Yeah.
But you do.
Yeah, it's a great speaker series.
You're going to have to help me out with the February 27th show.
Cirque Calabante.
Thank you.
Yes, African and Cirque. So it's a circus-style show, but it's with the theme of Africa, and so all the costumes and the props and it's really vibrant and celebrates the African culture. But if you've been to a Cirque show, it's acrobats and it's contortionists and a lot of fun. So that's another fun family show. It's also going to be part of our Every Kid at the Back program. That one will have a student matinee where the kids can come in for free and see the program. So.
And the Every Kid at the Pack program plants that seed in those kids. They come in here and they're mesmerized.
Yeah, it's a great program. We've been doing it for I think over 10 years at this point. A lot of students that maybe wouldn't have the opportunity to see a show in a dedicated theater. We're very proud of that program. We get a lot of support from the community that helps us cover the cost to provide that service.
March 6th, it's your tribute to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, coming into town.
Yes, RESPCT. That one's going to be a great show. It's kind of a theatrical show as well. So they have the Aretha Franklin singer, but they tell her story as well. So it's going to be a really powerful show.
And if you're a fan of the Thin White Duke, and we're not talking about me, David Bowie tribute after that.
Yeah, so March is going to be tribute month. We usually limit it to about one per year with our tributes, but these ones were so exciting that we said let's do it, because why not? More joy is never a bad thing. So I've been wanting to do a David Bowie tribute for a while, and this one is really fun. This one is not is similar to an impersonator. This is just focused on the music. So all musicians. The agency itself is run by the talent that comes and does the shows. And they do a lot of different styles of tribute, but for them it's they just try and get the music as accurate as possible.
And that's the most important thing for a lot of people. Speaking of music, Canadian Brass, April 18th.
Yes, the world's most famous brass band, Canadian Brass. If people are familiar, they're a lot of fun. They're just they do different orchestrations of popular music. They're funny. It's going to be a great time. Also going to be part of our Every Kid at the Pack program. They're going to be doing student matinees, and they're also going to be doing workshop with the schools. So that one is
when
really
I had my
exciting.
record store, I sold a lot of their CDs and cassettes. This is how far back I go. And I didn't know anything about them until I brought one home, and I thought, this is spectacular stuff.
Yeah, it's a hot selling ticket. People have been asking for it for a while.
There we go. Apple Blossom Musical this year is Catch Me If You Can. Always sells out.
Yeah.
And that's going to be May
1st through 10th.
Okay, so it's kind of falling into sometimes it goes beyond with the festival. This is actually going to be taking place, of course, during the festival.
Yeah.
Don't worry about those guys.
So Apple Blossom Musical, it's going to be very exciting. It's a relatively new title, but Catch Me If You Can. If people are familiar with the movie, it's fun. It's exciting. It's a great musical.
And finally, Paula Poundstone wraps up the season.
Yeah, comedian Paula Poundstone. She was here a few years ago. She has a very popular NPR show. She did very well here. She's coming back. She's going to anchor our season. We're really excited about bringing her back. So.
And there's some stuff that you have in the hopper that's not on the press release that we want to.
Yes, there'll be a few shows. So you'll want to stay tuned. We have our Black Box comedy series, our Black Box concert series that we'll be announcing. We have a partnership we do with Danzas Multiculturalis that will be announced, and we do other partnerships and other shows as well. So basically, stay tuned and make sure you stay up. Subscribe to our newsletter. Come to our website.
Numerica Performing Arts Center.com and NumericaPack.com is what you want to go to. Thanks again to Numerica Credit Union. They've been great partners with you guys.
Yes, over 10 years now, they've been our naming partner. So
when you book these artists, do you get carte blanche, or do you come back and there's a vote or a creative, like a brainstorming session about who you want to bring in before you finally sign the papers?
Yeah, it's kind of a process. We have a programming committee that kind of looks at the overall season. What are our goals? What are our objectives? But as far as kind of the sifting through, that kind of one of my roles, and then everybody kind of gets a chance to look at it and kind of put their 2 cents in.
Alex Haley is the marketing, and everybody wears a bunch of hats around here at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. A lot of people make this whole season come together. If you go to the Numerica Pack website, it's all right there. Tickets all right there. Did we get it all covered?
I think so.
Okay,
I think we covered it. Yeah.
Let's have another great year.
It's going to be great. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Alex Haley, everybody give him a big hand. We'll be right back.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from Les.
My name's Nick Dirk, and I've been a cinematographer-photographer for over 10 years. I got my start at the Wenatchee Valley Technical Skills Center. Without the Tech Center, I wouldn't have got my first job in media production 3 months after I graduated high school.
My name is Charlie Voris, and I own Vortex Productions. My work has taken me on exciting adventures all around the world, and I got my start at Wenatchee Valley Tech.
Hey, my name is Ole Mingo, and I'm the Executive Director at Heirloom Creatives in Wenatchee. I am so thankful for Wenatchee Valley Tech to be able to have my dream career.
Flessenow is a small village in Germany, the heritage home to the Bruders family. Today, the Bruders family call Leavenworth home and make award-winning wines that celebrate the American dream. New Flessenow Cellars has spectacular views anywhere around the property, so bring your friends to taste award-winning handcrafted wines and seasonal specialties. New Flessenow is perfect for any celebration. From their family to yours, stop by this weekend and experience the charm for yourself.
Hasn't warmed up at all. It's only 45 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley, and it feels like a little chilly, but we're downright balmy compared to some other locations. Ellensburg is starting to warm up. There are 36 degrees. Ugh. And Friday, not bad, 43. It's 36 in Moses Lake. It's 37 in Manson. It is 37 in Omak. That was some cold air that came in yesterday morning, and the system is gone, but the cold air is here. We're still going to be under the influence of high pressure, but it's not going to be real warm today. Tomorrow, that's another story altogether. Before we get into the weather forecast, quick little programming reminder. 3 big-time sporting events will be coming your way here this week on the NCW Life Channel. Our cameras and our people and Sebastian and Matt will be at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl tomorrow night for the Wenatchee Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats. Wenatchee is undefeated in Big 9 play, in league play, and they're ranked number 4 this week in the RPI poll. So this will be a good one. Eastmont and Wenatchee, that'll be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Then on Friday, our cameras will be in Kashmir. Royal, undefeated and ranked number 5. Kashmir, undefeated, ranked number 9. We'll do battle in Kashmir. This will be a great atmosphere. We're really excited for it. One of the biggest games that Kashmir has hosted in a long time. Royal has won the last 4 state 1A football championships. They're good. So is Kashmir. We'll check that out. We'll have that for you at 7 o'clock kickoff on Friday night. And then at 6 o'clock Saturday night, the Bridge of Sportsmanship game at Liebhoff Field at the Apple Bowl between the Wenatchee Panthers and the Eastmont Wildcats. Going to be a busy week. So if you can't make it to the gyms or the fields, we'll have it for you right here in the NCW Life Channel. And the weather looks pretty good too. Well, it doesn't really matter when you're inside. But anyway, here's your forecast from the National Weather Service. Only 67 today because of that cold air that came in, but we will see high pressure today and tomorrow. It gets walked out of position on Tuesday night. So from 67 today to 78 on Tuesday. But Tuesday night is when it gets whacked out with a small little, not a particularly strong cold front, but just enough to nudge the high pressure ridge out of alignment, and that means we'll have some breezy conditions Tuesday night and Wednesday. We cool back down to 70, and then high pressure system number 3 sets up on Thursday and warms us up again with lots of sunshine. 69, 74, 79 on Saturday. Are you kidding me? Don't close the swimming pool yet. Have a good and safe Monday. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.